Hello, this is Sami Tan from G2G8. G2G8 stands for Good to Great, and we are advising people on how to get better health and wealth so that they can experience the good to great life. We believe that most of our problems are man-made, and we are here to offer a holistic solution. When we say holistic, we mean natural, man-made, and supernatural solutions to man-made problems. Why do we say that most of our health problems are man-made? First of all, doctors agree that 90% of our diseases are caused by stress. And diba stress are emotional problems caused by human interaction, the stress that we cause each other. Many of our problems are also caused by nutritional deficiencies, which are caused by our food preferences, by what we like and don't like to eat. You eat too much fried food, so you have high blood pressure. You don't like to eat veggies, so your cholesterol are high, and etc. Our eating habits are poor because we eat too fast and drink too much liquid with our meals. We don't chew our food well enough before we swallow. Our life is full of distraction, and we are not focusing on what is important, like our health and nutrition, as we spend most of our life distracted, especially now watching Korean telenovela. And now we are facing a pandemic caused by a man-made problem called globalization. The question is this: if our problem is mostly man-made and we mostly manufacture our own illness, can we manufacture good health? If the sickness is not manufactured by you or by us, like the current COVID-19 infection, can you prevent yourself from getting infected? On this slide is the epidemiologic triangle for animal husbandry. When you are breeding poultry or swine, the animals are packed together very tightly. They know that it takes three conditions for a disease to spread. That is, having a highly infecting pathogen. Two, the immunity or susceptibility of the host. And three, a favorable environment. They also know that you only need to control one of the three triangles in order to stop the spread of the disease. So in this case, our government is focusing on curfew, quarantine, social distancing, hand sanitizing, etc. But we know that the most important factor is the susceptibility of the host, or increasing our immune system. But increasing our immune system is our own responsibility. How then do we increase our immune system? Can taking vitamin supplements or exercising be enough to do this? In G2G8, we believe in a holistic approach to tackling problems and improving our lives. We base our core philosophy on a book called Influencer, written by Kerry Patterson, Joseph Greene, David Maxfield, Ron Macmillan, and Al Schweitzer. They are a group that researched the world's top influencer and discovered how they succeeded in their field. And they were able to narrow down 6 influencing factors that makes them effective in influencing people. You might ask, what does this have to do with infectious disease? Well, please bear with me for a moment and watch this interesting video.
What you're about to see is real. Real kids doing real things. Just thought you should know. My name's Hiram Grenny, and I was there for the whole thing. So here's a question. What does it take to get people to change? And I'm not talking about their socks and underwear, but change behavior, especially when it's hard. For example, every year close to 100,000 people die from hospital-acquired infections. That means people got sick at the hospital. And it turns out one of the main culprits is hand hygiene. That means just getting people to wash their hands could save lives. So my crack research team decided to conduct an experiment to see if we could change something as difficult as hand washing habits, only with the toughest subjects of all, kids. So here's what we did. We took 80 munchkins and put them into groups. First, we gave them a challenging puzzle to put together. You know, kind of like the projects you adults are always busy with. Then, we gave the kids a tempting distraction.
Hey guys, I got the cupcakes for you right here. They're delicious. I'm gonna set them right over here.
Once I see that you guys have put the whole puzzle together correctly, I'll raise my flag, just like this, and then I'll blow my whistle. Okay, and when I do that, you guys can all go and get your cupcake. So what would it take to get these kids to wash their hands? How about a good reason? So one thing you guys should know, there was a sick kid in here playing with the puzzle pieces. He had a runny nose and coughed a lot, so there's probably a lot of germs on everything. But there's hand sanitizer over there on the table that you can use to wash up. Okay, which will win out? Delicious frosted cupcakes or the fear of the typhoid toddler? Let's watch. They finish their task, and look, if the threat of one sick kid wasn't enough, just look at all the new germs popping up. So with all those good reasons to wash, what do you think they'll do? Okay, so that was a colossal failure. Now what? Well, at this point, most adults would quit. That's why you just keep changing the year on those New Year's resolutions. With the next group of kids, I changed the environment by moving the hand sanitizer closer, and then put up a visual cue. This ought to make hand washing easier and more obvious, right? And in the end, the motivation to not get sick plus changing the environment didn't influence a single kid. Yikes! Next, I increased their ability, which is another source of influence. I had them all complete what is known as deliberate practice, or training, to increase their familiarity with good hand hygiene. Will adding another source of influence get these hand-washing offenders to wash up? Done. And... well, now we're seeing some better results. We're combining 3 different sources of influence, and some of the kids are actually washing their hands. It looks like we're on the right track. So next, I added another source of influence, social influence. What if somebody spoke up and said something? What would happen if their bosses were in the room with them? Here come the cupcakes. And there goes the flag. Will they wash? No! Look at them pouncing on those cupcakes like a pack of ravenous hyenas. But it's not too late, because something important happens. At just the critical moment, a peer, not even one of the bosses, speaks up.
Wash your hands.
Watch the effect. Success at last! So social motivation obviously made a difference. But was it the only thing that mattered? What about our other sources of influence? Here's what my kids had to say.
This time, I was walking over to get my cupcake, but then someone said, wash your hands, because this boy had the sniffles in here.
So what's the point? We often underwhelm overwhelming problems. We try a couple of things, and when they don't work, we give up. But my dad and his colleagues discovered the secret to overcoming tough problems. You need to combine at least 4, preferably more, sources of influence. And it doesn't matter if you try it with kids or hospitals, at the office, or even at home. If you use 4 or more sources of influence, your chances for success go up 10 times. 10 times! So there it is. The key to changing almost anything is to marshal the power of at least 4 or more sources of influence, but preferably all 6. And heaven knows, we need it.
Here are the 6 influencing factors based on the book Influencer. The way we approach a problem is holistic, and we are using the principle of this book to successfully tackle a problem. It's not about diet or exercise, but it's about influencing yourself to become healthy or to adopt a healthy lifestyle that will make you infection or disease resistant. Would you agree that the hardest person to convince or influence is yourself? We are usually our biggest obstacle to good health. Convincing ourselves to maintain a healthy lifestyle and breaking bad habits is the hardest thing to do. We discovered that there are 8 essentials to good health, like air and sunlight, water and food or nutrition, sleep and exercise, and the Earth's magnetic field and our connection to God or the supernatural. These are called essential because if you break or violate any one of these, it will be impossible to attain good health. Like if you don't have adequate sleep, no matter how much you exercise or have a good nutrition, you will still get sick. We cannot sacrifice any one of these essentials, but increasing any one of these will greatly affect our health positively. Using the principle of the influencer book, we would rather approach it holistically and try to set improvement in 4 to 6 of the 8 essentials without sacrificing one in order to increase our chances by 100%. I have personally used the principles of the influencer in 1. Losing weight twice, so that from a high of 185 pounds, I'm now maintaining a healthy 150 pounds for my height of 5 foot 9 inches. I also use the principle in increasing my income, as well as improving the odds of my wife in her battle against cancer. I can attest that the principle worked, and I'm now applying this in making my body infection resistant, especially against viruses. What I'm going to discuss in the next video are not rocket science, they are just plain common sense. Many of these you already know but may not be applying holistically together to greatly improve your health. The COVID-19 virus is a new virus and a new infection. It is here to stay and will not disappear overnight. It is only a matter of time before most of us gets the infection, although most of us will only manifest a mild symptom. But the effect on our livelihood and lifestyle is long-lasting. It will forever change the way we interact in this globalized world. If you are already showing symptoms, you need to ride the cycle out until you develop immunity. It's not too late, but you need to hurry up in your learning. As in getting informed, you are getting empowered. In my next video, I will be focusing on the 8 essentials one by one and discuss how you can maximize each to improve your health and immunity in fighting infection. You may wish to jump to a particular topic that you are interested in, but would strongly suggest that you watch all the videos to have a balanced understanding of each of the 8 essentials. So see you in our next video.